Oh yeah, we got to clap.
Welcome to This Week in ZA, where we talk pizza and technology with career professionals and people in the industry. This week's pizza is the Leaning Tower from Isles Pizza and Pub. Our guest is Bo from Career Pathways. So grab a slice and let's get into it.
All right, Bo, we're going to start you off with our hard-hitting questions right from the start.
Wow.
What is your biggest mistake in your career?
Biggest mistake in my career. Back in 2004,
Oh, wow.
we thought it would be a great idea to buy out a nationwide distribution of a high-end sunroom product. And it was a very high-end mahogany, solid wood sunroom product. It's beautiful. It made these really great additions on these houses. And we ramped up. We actually went out to Boston and bought all the product at an auction. And it was semi-loads worth of product, and it was really cheap at the time. We came back, and then we discovered that all of the inventory that we had just bought was very depleted and picked through. So we had to find a supplier. Well, it just so happened that the supplier was in Indonesia.
Oh.
So next thing I know, we're on a flight to Indonesia, and spent about a week over there with this manufacturing facility to find out that after we wrote them a $500,000 check for more inventory, they started producing it, and then they announced that they were going out of business.
Oh.
Luckily, we got the $500,000 worth of inventory, but the problem we had was it was a one-time go. So we only ever got one round of inventory from them, and we had this whole business created, this whole warehouse full of product and all of this stuff to create this nationwide distribution of this sunroom product that we no longer had a supplier for.
Oh.
So still to this day, we have probably $250,000 worth of sunroom product sitting in our warehouse that is looking for a home. So if you need an addition on your house, let me know.
Yeah, like and
If
subscribe.
I wanted a bunch of sunrooms?
Yeah. Is that a big enough mistake?
That
for you?
is bigger than I was expecting.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like the idea of multiple sunrooms on a house. If you're like, oh, you got one, but
Yeah, or a
maybe
whole
two.
Convention sunroom if you want. Yeah,
But what do you do? But still, there's probably like missing other pieces, right?
it is. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So now, in order to create a room, we have to fabricate a bunch of pieces.
yes,
from
that's
scratch
so it gets
yeah,
expensive in a
very
hurry.
expensive.
Okay,
Yeah. Cool product though.
So I had one good bite there. What does everybody else think of the Isles pizza?
Better get in on it. It's one of my faves.
Yeah, people rave about this. The box sat in the lobby there for a bit, and about everyone that walked by said, oh, wow, this is a good one.
I absolutely love this pizza.
So I haven't looked what's on this. It's not just meat, right?
I think there's onions.
Onions. There's some kind of pepper.
Pepper. Of some sort, yeah.
Peppercini?
Maybe a pepperoni. Yeah.
Okay. Something's peppery in there.
Very good pizza.
That was a good pie.
Now I'll give you our scale. A 9 or 10. You will eat, even if you're past the point of, you know it's a bad decision. You're full. You're done. You're just gonna keep going.
That kind of applies to most pizzas though, right?
That's fair.
Yeah, I do eat a lot of pizza, even when I shouldn't. But like 9 or 10, there's no stopping you. This is 9 or 10. There's no leaving this room without it all gone. 8, 7, 8. It's really good. We're not using. I guess maybe most importantly, we're not using the NPS scale. For people familiar with that, that was brought up by Doug. So are we using the NPS scale? No, I would recommend a 6 or 7 or an 8 pizza to someone. But you get like into a 2 or a 3, it's kind of like, you could eat it, but you probably have to be pretty hungry. And a 1, it's pretty much unedible.
Yeah.
You'd only eat it like if it's the only substance left on Earth.
Leftover frozen pizza, maybe.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we'll let you go first, kind of. Where do you think this falls in line with
I've always been a big fan of the Isles pizza, and I would say this is and remains my favorite pizza in Lincoln, so I'd give it a solid 8 to 9.
Okay, wow.
Yep.
Yeah. But you would stop if you're...
I'm getting smarter in my old age.
Okay, so maybe...
Slightly.
So 10 years ago, this would have been a 9.
Oh yeah, we'd have polished this off by now.
Well, by now? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, okay, wow. I don't know if I could have ever ate that fast. I have kids. I think, this one's a tough one because this is on the verge of 9, but I'd probably still stick with 8. I think I could stop, but I really do like this pizza.
I'm going to be controversial.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's a very good pizza, and I would recommend it to anybody. It's not up there for me, probably because it doesn't have like something to make it unique. It's a very good pizza. I'd say it's probably like a low 7 and change.
Okay.
Like a 7.1, 7.2, something like that.
Highly recommended, but not.
Yeah, definitely above average.
Okay.
Nothing bad about it. Would eat it any day of the week, but I'm not going to eat all the leftovers today.
Okay.
My cheat code on pizzas is cream cheese. So you put cream cheese on a pizza for me, it's a 9, 10.
on
easy.
here pretty well.
You could put cream cheese on this though and make it a 9. But,
Last week's pizza did have cream cheese on it, so
Yeah.
that probably helped. Go ahead.
yeah, but the pepperoncinis are great. I think this is the first one we've had with pepperoncinis on it. See, maybe it could be spicier. I'm going to put some of these crushed red peppers on there.
Oh yeah,
for
actually,
the
I might
next
try
slice.
this.
But I wanted to go out of the box for the first slice.
Oh yeah, you got to go out of the box. I'm
It's a
gonna
good
put some
pizza.
crushed red-
I'm not going to say no to an Isles pizza, or at least this one. And I don't remember why I didn't like it before. I had it a long time ago, but I don't remember wanting to go back. But
Okay.
this is better than I remember it.
And I do love the atmosphere there. If you ever go in there to eat, well, you went in there to pick up the pizza, so you got.
Well,
to
I went into the wrong side, and then they said no, pickup's on the other side, so I got to see both sides.
Yeah.
It seemed like an old timey, like small town bar kind of
Yes.
Hole in the wall.
vibe. Kind of checks out with
Yeah.
Havelock area. So
Yeah. There's something about the experience of the place I also really enjoy.
yeah.
You've been in construction for years. What caused you to get into construction? You know, like one day were you just waking up going, I want to build a house. You know, I mean, there are a lot of things going on there. It doesn't seem like something you just jump into one day.
Yeah, no, the story goes, was not in construction, had never really been exposed to construction in my life, and was going to the university to be a stockbroker, a financial advisor at the time. So I was studying a lot of finance and econ classes, and got to know a guy that had a bunch of rental properties here in town. His name is Larry. And he was going down and buying them at the courthouse back when you could buy them on the auction for next to nothing, you know, $20,000-$30,000 to buy a house. And we were his grunts for years. He would buy a house, and we would call him after class, and he'd be like, all right, go to this address, everything's there for you. And he'd have all the tools and all the materials set up, and we would remodel kitchens and replace windows and put new shingles on and do all the stuff that he wanted. And he got us into some pretty nasty ones. There were some that were like hoarding situations and stuff like that, and we were the grunts that had to go in and clean it up, and then he'd flip it. By the time he had to make the first payment on the house, he would already have it sold most of the time.
Sure.
So the nice ones, he kept his rental properties, and at one point he had 100 of them.
Oh, wow.
So he always had work for us to do, and it was everything from yard work to construction to everything. So we got a pretty good. And he would mentor us. He was teaching us how to use the tools, and it was his tools. And
Was he in construction then himself too?
no, he military guy, and just was always kind of real estate and military guy. So he just kind of learned through doing it that how to get it done, and so that's how. And then it just grew. The word got out, and more people started calling us. And unfortunately, school suffered a little bit because we were working so much, but. Ended up graduated from college with some nudging from my now wife. And so that's how we got into construction. It just kind of grew, and projects got bigger, and now we're on our biggest project ever, and it's $110 million apartment complex. Wow. So we started from literally trimming hedges on rental properties to building a $110 million apartment complex.
Would you say that learning by doing was a good approach to that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the best teammates that we have, and ourselves included, is we've hit every rung of the ladder on the way up. Is we know how to do it. That helps us when we step on a job site. We know what we're looking for. We know what looks right, what doesn't look right, and who to call and how to address it. So it's hands-on is a great way to learn.
Would you say that you see a big advantage there of hiring somebody who hasn't experienced everything, so you can kind of show them your way of doing it, teach them the way you want it done, versus somebody coming on with their own experiences and opinions?
There's a mix in there somewhere. Sure. You want some people that you want the people coming in that have a little bit of experience at least, but you don't want to have to teach them everything.
Mm-hmm. Don't have to teach them what a hammer is.
Right. So
which end to hit it with?
So funny story. Super funny story. I'm helping coach one of our teammates through a project on their house, and it's sealing up around the foundation, and newbie doesn't have experience in construction, and they're out there doing their stuff, and I told them you have to get the caulking out of the crack before the new caulking goes in, and this individual's got it all prepped, and it sounds like it's ready to go, and then I get a phone call and I get yelled at. It says, "Bo, you never told us I was like, never told you what? Well, a tube of caulking, they cut the tip, they poke the end like
Yeah.
you're supposed to, and then they grabbed it and squeezed. And it blew out the backside like a tube of caulking wheel, and it made a mess all over everything. And so, yeah, you want them to have a little bit of experience, but
I don't know. That one's a good lesson.
that's a good lesson.
They won't forget
They'll
that
never
one.
do that again. Right. Yeah.
That's one you wished you had a video for. That would have been a great
that
video.
would have been a great video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Battery powered caulking gun. Big home improvement thing I stumbled across the last couple of years that changed everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Consistent beat all the way across. I'm like,
yeah.
never thought it
You don't have to kind of constantly. Yeah.
And I'm sure people can do it right. I just could never do it, but just holding the button all the way, I'm like, I'm never going back.
Pro move.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I'll have to introduce that to this teammate that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe just a caulking gun in general might be useful. That would have been a good one.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how you got into construction.
Yep.
What has been some of your biggest lessons in construction over the years? I mean, you've been doing this. When have you started? You said 2003 or
99 is when we
99?
started.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So some of the biggest lessons along the way are, construction in general is the same on every project. You start with some dirt work, you do a foundation, you start building from there. So the general concept of construction applies. What's really made things more complicated as of late is all the technology stuff. So we're seeing more golf simulators and theater systems and crazy stuff, motorized blinds coming down at the push of a button, and close your garage door from your cell phone using Bluetooth type technology. And so for us, we have to be the pros on everything. We have to be able to meet the client's wishes, wants, and desires. And we're currently tearing out about a 6-year-old golf simulator to put in a brand new golf simulator. So 6 years ago, we had to learn that system, and now we're putting in the new system that we have to learn and make sure that when they turn it on, it works. So
You actually mentioned that one to me before, the golf simulator. I'm still shocked. That sounds like that must be something a lot of. I don't like golf, so maybe that's why I'm a little.
Yeah, terrible at golf. Yeah, but the golf simulators are very popular. I think we've done 3 of them in the last year.
Wow. Yeah,
And they're not cheap.
They're not cheap, and they take up a lot of room. I mean, we're not talking about something that's. I'm assuming it takes a decent amount of room. I don't know.
It takes a whole room.
And it has to be fairly high ceiling. It's
and
not going to be
11 foot
8-foot ceiling.
tall.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I guarantee even with that, I still put a golf ball on the wall.
Oh,
somehow.
absolutely. Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure out how to not hit the net. But yeah. And then you also have, careerpathway.com.
Yep.
Kind of what was how'd you get into that? Yeah.
Well, a lot of frustration is what led up to that. So as the owner of a construction company, I have to keep the pipeline full of the talent coming in. And the last 20 years just steadily declined to the point of it's very difficult to get somebody new into the industry. So we've done everything. We've done the job fairs, we've gone into classrooms, we've built houses with students in the past, and we've done everything that we can to try to engage the younger workforce into the construction industry, and it's hard. At the same time, I'm the father of 2 teenage kids, and my daughter just graduated from high school and has no clue what she wants to do when she grows up. How did she just
Because a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did she just spend 12 years in school? And one of the biggest decisions that she has to make in her entire life is selecting a career after high school, and she's not ready for it. So a lot of frustration, a lot of tension in our house trying to figure out this big decision that she's not prepared to make. So careerpathway.com is that solution. It's me as a business owner getting in front of students to help them make a decision on what to be when they what they grow up. So,
and one thing I like about it is very visual. The videos, you get to kind of experience something without experiencing all of it. You can't experience everything. I mean, that's pretty difficult.
Logistically impossible, yeah.
But you can at least get like a little bit of an idea. Does this seem relevant from someone actually in the field as well, which I think is useful. Because we're going to have a different opinion of what our field's really like. I think from the outside, if people like software assume we're never ever interacting with people. We're just kind of like locked on a screen all day. And rarely, I think there's many people in software that wish it was that way, by the way, but it's really almost never that way. if you get 3-4 hours kind of by yourself to really work on something, that's pretty rare.
That's pretty rare.
So I mean, it just isn't that way even in software.
Yeah.
So I think.
Well, and in defense of the education system, is they're not set up to keep up with the fast-changing environments that we all live in.
They don't even have the old golf simulator at school.
Right, and they don't have they don't have the old technology
Yeah,
that you guys
yeah.
build your software platforms on. So for them to have to try to keep up with changing times is impossible.
Right.
It's not a fair request from us as an industry to say, hey, please give all these students an up-to-date education on the latest and greatest. They can't.
Yeah.
So this gives them a tool to use in classroom that is us as the pros in the industry right now at the moment teaching the latest and greatest to their students.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, ready, set, go.
All right, Bo. The last question everybody's been wanting to know. People have actually asked me to ask you this.
Oh wow.
When they found out you're going to be on the podcast.
Oh no.
Because everyone has very strong opinions.
Okay.
And your opinion means a lot to us as a professional.
Okay.
Everybody has their brand loyalties, especially in software, Mac and PC, Writer,
Oh, no, I
Visual
know.
Studio. Where do your brand loyalties lie with Power Tools?
I knew he was gonna-
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Forever we were DeWalt fans,
Okay.
Okay.
and DeWalt still makes a great tool, but the Milwaukee batteries are way better.
We're talking like the fuel.
The fuels.
Yep. Okay. I kind of knew that's
Our
where you were gonna
guys
go with it.
swear by them, and we have transitioned entirely over to Milwaukee fuels on everything,
Okay.
and watched all the subcontractors kind of do the same thing. So you step on a job site, it's pretty red now,
Yeah.
Not yellow anymore.
not yellow anymore.
Okay.
But we still have a
at
lot of
home.
DeWalt tools
Yeah.
laying around that were
Yeah.
still in the pile, still in the mix. So.
I always thought if I had the money, I'd go DeWalt, but I was always a broke college person trying to get power tools here and there, so everything's green.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
But I'm ready to throw them all out, and everyone's just telling me go Milwaukee.
So Milwaukee has expanded their lineup into chainsaws and you name it, they've got it all.
Was Ryobi the first to do that? To just have like every tool you can imagine cordless?
Weed whacker and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Could be, but yeah, I mean Milwaukee stuff is. I mean, it's got everything to do with the battery. If you have the power and you can get the job done and it lasts long enough to actually do a project, then that's contractor grade.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You heard it here, folks. Leave
For
your
now,
opinion
it's
in the comments.
Milwaukee.
Yeah. For now. Opinions can change. New technology can come along.
I guess kind of setting ourselves up for next episode, we're thinking we're going to do a pathways focused episode. What is the pizza you're going to have them eat? I do want to call out, this was Jamie. She's made she made maybe her best decision ever, selecting the aisles for us. Great pizza. What are you going to select? Are you going to go more the Jamie style and give us an amazing option to eat? Or are you going to go more the Doug style and give us our lowest rating of a 3 so far pizza?
Yeah, I'm not going to set you up for failure. If I had to pick one in town, it would have been the Isles Leaning Tower. So
Okay.
that was nice to be on the receiving end of that one. I'm going to throw you a curveball though.
Okay.
So my family, we have grown to like the gas station at 77 and West Denton Road. The new U-Stop
Okay.
has a build your own pizza with fresh ingredients that is awesome. That's our go-to.
70th and
Highway 77 and West Denton Road, right by the casino.
Casino.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, no, I've been, yeah.
Yeah.
They have pizza in there.
You call them up and you build your own pizza, and it's fresh ingredients, and
It's really good. All right.
Yeah,
That wasn't
I'm
on my
intrigued.
list.
Yep, there's your wild card.
So what are
Yeah, what are our toppings?
what are we building?
We actually take kind of their supreme pizza and we modify it. So we take the sausage off and we throw, I think it's either hamburger or pepperoni, whichever one's not included. We put that on there, and then we kind of dress it up with a couple other ingredients.
Okay.
So kind of build your own, but it's good stuff.
All right, we'll do that. That sounds fun.
Have you had Casey's pizza?
Oh yeah, way too much.
How does this compete with Casey's
Yes, that's a
gas
good-
station pizza?
Yeah, we're comparing the gas station
Casey's
pizzas at this point.
is a good pizza if you like cheese and salt and all the stuff. This is a little fresher.
Okay.
This is a little. I've had Casey's pizza for a long time. Being a contractor, that's usually what you grab and go when you're
Okay.
in
Well, they're
search of-
everywhere.
in search of something, right?
Yes, they're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, but
And they do. I love their breakfast pizza. I'll be honest. It's one of my favorite pizzas. Their breakfast pizza I can just eat tons of.
and you need to make sure there's a Godfather's taco pizza in the mix somewhere.
Do they even have a Godfather's?
At 40 or 33rd and O.
Okay, that's okay.
That's our last remaining, but they have a taco pizza that's really good.
Okay,
I
we'll
do
get.
like taco pizza. I like Casey's taco pizza. But I've heard good things about Godfather's too.
I have not had their taco pizza, but
It's good.
it's been a while since I've had a Godfather's though. It's been
Yeah.
years. Yeah. All right.
I'm kind of excited about this now.
Yeah, I am
That
as
sounds
well.
interesting.
Good luck.
Yes. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's all we got for this week. Leave a comment below, especially if you have a preferred brand of power tool. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring the bell if you want some notifications. Leave a comment on Career Pathways if that's where you're watching us. Make sure you tune in next week where we're going to have some Pathways representation and eat some U-Stop gas station, build your own pizza.
What do you call this pizza? What are we going to call it?
I don't know.
You Stop Pizza?
Yep.
Okay.
The Bo Pizza.
Bo Pizza. Do all the
See what
U-Stops?
that gets you.
Do all the U-Stops have this, or is it just that one?
They may all have it. That's anywhere that's got the Genie's Kitchen.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
I don't go into U-Stops, obviously enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you will.
Okay. There's one right by me too.
You heard it here.
Yeah. All right.
I never had
All right.
pizza.
All right. Thanks,
See ya.
guys. B-roll, funniest things that have happened on job sites that I've witnessed. Going way back, we were doing a concrete project. We were getting ready to pour some concrete, and we used a tool called it's like a screed, almost like trowel type of tool that pulls sand and gravel and concrete towards you. And it's kind of like a rake. It's shaped like a rake. But if you lay it on the ground and you're not paying attention and you step on it, it comes flying back up at you. So one of our guys was kind of walking around frantic, the concrete truck's showing up, and he's in a hurry, and he steps on that thing and it nails him right between the eyes. Bam! So that was one funny one. My partner Steve and I, we were pouring concrete around the back of a house for a deck footings, and we were pushing wheelbarrows back and forth around the house. Well, in a wheelbarrow, if you get going and you get kind of the weight over the top of the handles and then that wheel stops or hits something, you take a wheelbarrow ride over the front of it. And he did. We were coming through the front yard, and he must have caught the front edge of the sidewalk or something, and he just launched him right into the roadway area there right by the truck. So that was a funny one. Several machine stories. So as we're backfilling foundations and whatnot, if you're in a skid loader and you get too close, sometimes that machine just kind of lays in alongside the foundation. So then you're calling a couple tow trucks to come pull you off the foundation. Those aren't as funny as they are just kind of something not to do anymore. But everybody thinks they can drive through mud. So everybody thinks that they have these big machines with these big tires and that they can just go baja through the mud and it'll make it. And the problem is those machines are really big and really heavy, and as soon as they hit mud, they go. So now we've spent days of our lives trying to dig machines out of mud that have been buried up to the axles and whatnot because people think they can drive through mud. So those aren't always super funny. Guys are kind of pranksters on job sites. So if anybody ever asks you to measure your arm, don't, because you're going to get hit somewhere you don't want to get hit with the tape measure. If anybody ever tells you to hold a bag of concrete mix over your head, don't do that. It'll end up all over you. They're always telling the new guys to go get tools that don't exist. So go to the trailer or go to the van and grab the whatever saw, and it's always interesting to see what they come dragging around the corner.
The sky hook.
Yeah, go look for the whatever saw, and there is no such thing. And after 10 minutes of rummaging through the trailer, they come back with a couple different options, and so yeah, they get pretty crafty. All the pranks to other people's tools and whatnot. Everybody's always messing with each other's tape measures and hammers and everything else, and sometimes they're hiding them, sometimes they're sabotaging them, or so yeah, guys on job sites get pretty creative.